This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Minister of Environment today said that if private companies contracted to collect garbage in the capital don't perform, the services will be terminated.
Minister Kenred Dorset admitted that there have been challenges in New Providence with garbage collection. He confirmed that complaints have been coming in and that one of the problems is that some of the private companies are not familiar with the areas they are contracted to service.
The reality is it is outsourced. We don't have any DEHS trucks on the road. So what you have now are private companies who are collecting garbage on behalf of the Department of Environmental Health Services. I think one of the challenges that we have had, and there was just a meeting this week with those who are engaged by us, is that there is a degree of unfamiliarity with certain routes. And so they have been missing street corners in certain instances, and they don't understand that for some DHS operators, we've been doing this for so long that we have relationships with the people whom we collect waste from. So they don't know to yell out to the elderly woman who normally keeps her waste inside the yard to be able to go in there to collect it. And so it's just the nuances of the market that I think the private contractors are coming to bear with. But the good thing is they are private contractors. And so if they're not performing, they will be terminated.
And if you are not getting your garbage collected, you can contact the Department of Environmental Health to assist.
Just for that exact same reason. So if you have a challenge with collection, please report it to DHS immediately. We have a team of 5 persons who are dedicated to this process. And so I would recommend that they call the Department of Environmental Health Services, hit me up on Facebook, however you feel you need to reach out, but let us know when your garbage is not being collected on time. That's critical.
Discussions between the Bahamas and officials at the University of Miami with respect to stem cell research is said to be advancing. Ahead of a scheduled meeting between the two parties this Friday, Prime Minister Perry Christie said he's looking to discussions becoming more concrete.
Submitted to me a sort of outline of areas they would wish to contribute in the Bahamas. And it is that outline that prompted me to invite them to come to the Bahamas, where a team of Ministry of Health officials and officials from my ministry will be able to meet with them to determine how we go about enabling them to contribute, one, to the regime we're establishing that will govern stem cell. 2, they are also engaged in research themselves. That they indicated they are really now engaged in investigating using stem cell 7 diseases, and they would wish really to engage also in research here.
In court news, convicted murderer Kofi Goodman was back in court today, this time to answer a number of charges in connection with spitting on a juror and threatening to kill 5 others. You may recall that after all, 12 jurors found 38-year-old Goodman guilty of killing 11-year-old Marco Archer last month. He tried to jump out of the prisoner's dock, then turned and threatened to kill 5 people. Goodman also reportedly spat on a juror as he was being taken out of court. Now, during today's proceedings in the magistrate's court, Goodman pleaded not guilty to the charges, and the case was put off until December. Meantime, Goodman remains behind bars at Foxhill Prison. Now, he's expected to be sentenced for killing Marco Archer on September 22nd. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. 18-year-old accused murderer Richard Brown Jr. walked free today after Crown prosecutors dropped their case against him. That's because the key witness in the case, who was able to implicate Brown, refused to show up at court, citing fears for his safety. Now, the witness had also indicated that he was receiving death threats. Brown was on trial for killing 25-year-old Tory McPhee outside the Lounge nightclub 2 years ago. Police say McPhee was at the club on East and Lewis Streets when a gunman opened fire. He died from a gunshot wound to the head. Another man, Alfonso Wallace, was also inside the nightclub when he was fatally shot. Now, 3 other people, including a woman, were also injured during the incident. A jury was impaneled to hear evidence in the case on Monday, but Justice Indra Charles discharged them today. Meantime, prosecutors also dropped their case against 2 alleged armed robbers yesterday after the 2 victims in the case also refused to show up at court after expressing concerns about their safety. The 2 alleged armed robbers are reportedly gang members.
Coming up in Family Island news, BC relief is on the way for Nagua.
And in sports, Government League basketball heats up. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson. Ultra Patrol Bahamas today has been upgraded by the online trading website The Street Ratings from sell to hold. The company's strengths can be seen in multiple areas such as its robust revenue growth, solid stock price performance, and increase in net income. However, as a counter to these strengths, there was also weaknesses, including generally higher debt management risk and poor profit margins. RBC Royal Bank recently announced Alana Albury and Brian McCartney as this year's recipients of the Canada Lyford Key Foundation Scholarship. In 2008, as a part of its 100th anniversary celebrations, RBC pledged $100,000 to the academic scholarship program. To date, RBC has awarded more than $200,000 to Bahamian students pursuing higher education in Canada and over $100,000 towards other scholarship initiatives. The Canadian Lyford Key Foundation Scholarship program recognizes the academic achievements and support the educational growth of talented young leaders throughout the Bahamas. And in international business, European Commission is proposing to scrap mobile phone roaming charges across Europe as a part of raft of measures to reform the telecoms market. The Commission described the reform as the most ambitious plan in 26 years of telecoms market reform. The proposals must be approved by the 28 EU members and European lawmakers before they can be put into effect. This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson.